Holy Week is observed by devout Catholic faithful across the globe through solemn prayer. It has become a tradition that during these times, Filipino Catholics should remember Christ's passion, suffering, and death by staying at home to pray and reflect on Christ's death. In the Philippines, many Catholic households follow traditions to honor Jesus' sacrifice. Several of these traditions are unique to Filipino culture as they combine religious faith with folk beliefs. In the few recent years, however, some people use the Holy Week to go on vacation instead of observing traditions. At present, the COVID-19 pandemic has made it more difficult for devout Catholics to observe these traditions due to restrictions necessary to curb the further transmission of the virus.
Catholics have different ways of observing the Holy Week. But with a growing number of people choosing vacation over reflection, and moreover with the pandemic threat ongoing, will these Filipino traditions still survive in the coming years? Let's take a look at the different Holy Week traditions and practices observed in various parts of the country.
The most popular practice during the Lenten season would be fasting. It is a simple reminder of what it means to suffer and to understand the sacrifice Jesus did for humanity. Many individuals voluntarily give up certain types of luxuries during Holy Week as a form of penitence. The most common form of fasting is fasting from food. Another old tradition is participating in pabasa, a ritual where participants, usually old people, chant the text in the book of the Passion of Christ. The story may be chanted in different ways, but usually it is sung. Pabasa usually takes almost a whole day to finish. To commemorate Christ's Passion, the faithful visit 7 churches on Monday, Thursday, leading to the Good Friday. This practice is known as Visita Iglesia, one of the most important traditions during Holy Week. After this, people usually hold a procession including the Way of the Cross. This follows Visita Iglesia since it is held on Good Friday. A priest leads the faithful in a walk from station to station, contemplating the Passion of Christ. There are a total of 14 stations. Meantime, a play about the last days of Christ are often organized by and participated in by local churches. This is called Cenaculo. The play revolves around the sorrowful mystery in the Holy Rosary, which tells the hardships Christ went through until he was crucified. In a similar way, Pampanga is known to hold yearly activities during the Holy Week, including crucifixions. Participants usually play biblical characters in full costume and reenact events during the Siete Palabras. This is done on Good Friday. Another known Holy Week practice is flogging. Flagellants subject themselves to an extreme form of mortification of their own flesh as a religious discipline. Flagellants roam the streets on Good Friday while either carrying wooden crosses or whipping their backs with bamboo lashes called burillos. This practice is famous in the provinces, but it is also sometimes done in Metro Manila. In Marinduque, penitents in masks and costumes march around towns for 7 days searching for Longinus. This tradition is otherwise known as the Moriones Festival. They roam around the streets from Holy Monday to Easter Sunday. Meanwhile, Easter Sunday is the celebration of the resurrection of Christ. At 4 o'clock in the morning, Filipinos do a salubong ceremony commemorating how the Virgin Mary met her risen son Jesus. On the same day, some Filipinos also participate in Easter egg hunts, much like that in the United States. However, this practice is not too popular in the Philippines.
One thing that we need to remember when it comes to traditions or popular devotions of the Filipino people is that it took many years for these traditions to develop. Maraming mga henerasyon ng mananampalatayang Katoliko yung nagsimula nito at nag-develop nito over the course of the centuries. Yung mga devotion kasi natin at saka mga tradisyon, halimbawa tradisyon tuwing mahal na araw o panahon ng Kwaresma, ito ay produkto ng interaction ng kultura ng mga tao at ng Espiritu Santo na nasa puso ng mga binyagan. So dahil nasa iyo yung Espiritu Santo, naghahanap yan ng mga pamamaraan para maipakita yung pagsamba, papuri, pag-ibig sa Diyos. Pwedeng mayroong mga tradisyon na 2 centuries ago, buhay na buhay. Pero baka dahil sa daloy ng kasaysayan at panahon, magkakaroon ng bagong expression. And so, in that sense, our traditions as Catholic faithful are dynamic and in that sense, very much alive. Habang nagbabago yung kultura, nagbabago din yung mga devotions natin. The traditions that we have are the fruits of the interaction between the culture and the Holy Spirit in the hearts of the believer. Sasabihin natin, modern na tayo. Or we could even say, postmodern na tayo. But in this context of modernism and postmodernism, traditions survive. Traditions thrive because they are rooted in the culture and inspired by the Holy Spirit. Kaya makapangyarihan yung mga debosyon, hindi basta-basta mawawala. So yung pagkakataon na impeded tayo because of the pandemic for 1 or 2 years will have an effect, but I don't think it will completely stop the devotions of our people. Kasi ang mga debosyon natin, nakaugat yan sa kultura ng mga Pilipino. Kaya hindi basta-basta matatanggal yan. So many people are getting sick, and so many people are even dying because of COVID-19. But one truth about our faith should console us. Ang pangako ng Diyos, I am with you. Kapiling niyo ko. So pwede nating sabihin na, Lord, nasaan ka ngayon? Yung Diyos kapiling natin. He is suffering with His suffering people. So let's take consolation with that thought.